In this video, I will tell you about the games that will leave the PS Plus Extra catalog on July 16th. Like, subscribe, and now you'll find out which ones. The first game leaving the subscription in July is Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. The latest installment of the loiter shooter Borderlands so far once again tells us the story of Tiny Tina, who acts as the dungeon master of the board game Bunkers and Dauntless, where events take place in a fantasy setting. The player creates his hero, choose his appearance, class, and goes on adventures in a bright, colorful world, stylized as a board game. The new project turned out to be generally good, and the innovations are interesting, but many gamers complain about the transience of the passage, so to pass it on, a subscription is the best option. Also leaving the subscription is Saints Row 4 Re-Elected. This is a third-person action game where the player controls the leader of the Saints of Third Street gang, who has become the president of the United States. However, aliens attack the city and kidnap him and his friends. The game is filled with madness and a sordid humor. It's almost like GTA, but only much less serious. The most interesting part of Saints Row, in my opinion, is the third one, but the fourth one is also okay, at least more interesting than the 22-year-old reboot. The only problem, the game is poorly preserved and can easily be deterred by its old age. Kingdom 2 Crowns will be leaving the subscription on July 16th. The game is at first glance a simple city-building simulator in which the player as a king or queen must travel through open lands, collect gold and resources, and spend them to build his kingdom, as well as buildings that give new opportunities. The main difficulty lies in finding a balance between development and defense of the settlement, because if you forget about defense, then at night monsters will come and destroy everything. And if you forget about development, then after a couple of weeks will come strong monsters and also destroy everything. By the way, you can play with 2 people on the same console or online, and in co-op, it will be not only easier, but also more fun. Fast and Furious. Spy Racer's Rise of Shifter will leave the PS Plus Extra catalog in July. In this arcade racing game, as the young nephew of Dominic Toretto from Fast and Furious, the player must stop the bandits from the Shifter organization. Sounds good, but in reality, it's a very childish game with very simplistic controls. There is no challenge here. The 5th game leaving the subscription is DYSMANTLE. The game is an isometric survival game in a post-apocalyptic world where zombies walk on the surface. The protagonist leaves his bunker with a crowbar in his hands and starts the way of survivalists gradually pumping and developing. In the game, you need to search and extract resources, craft items and weapons, build buildings and fortifications, bridges and turrets to destroy waves of enemies. You can also grow vegetables and cook food or go fishing. In general, the game looks interesting, as evidenced by the high rating in store. It's a pity only that there is no online co-op, there is only local. Also, to great regret, subscription leaves My Little Pony, a Maretime Bay adventure. Every boy and girl just have to plunge headfirst into this beautiful, colorful journey together with the bright ponies, and at the same time, get a platinum, which requires absolutely no left movements just for an hour past the game, and the platinum is yours, by the way, and I would not mind. If you like any of these games, you should install it on your console and play it. Access to them will close on July 16th. Press the bell and turn on all notifications so you always know what games are coming and going with your PS Plus subscription.